becoming a starter on a football team as a teenager?
And again, I mean, it's one of the things that and it's funny because everything that I say is not really mine. I'm stealing from people that taught me everything. These guys, I took bits and pieces from everybody that I know to create who I am right now. And in college, Rich Rodriguez was a coach, and he said, "Look, I don't care who the starter is right now, but the cream always rises to the top." And obviously you have to do something before the cream rises to the top. There got to be heat, there's got to be pressure, there's got to be a lot of things that go into it. So for me, I was a starter and I felt pressure. So what did I do? I started working harder than everybody else, so they didn't. So what I would tell my son is, if you really, really want it, like sometimes some people want it, but if you really, really want it, what you need to do is get into that coach's face all the time. Not just talking, but with your work. If you get a chance, whenever you get a chance to touch the ball, go score. After practice, ask him, can he throw you some balls, or get with a quarterback, or get in his presence as much as possible to let him know, in a positive way, not bugging him, but to let him know that you really want this job. And sometimes, at the end of the day, sometimes some people are just better and you're not going to get it. But at the same time, what are you learning from that aspect? Okay, now I got to do something different. I got to be a little bit more creative to get what I want. So, what I would tell my son is, if you really want it, stay after practice more. Ask him questions. Write down, get some good questions to ask him to let him know that you really want it. But again, you have to do more than what you're doing. Obviously, sometimes the person's just better, and you can't do it because they're just physically better. But this is another thing that I've always done, because again, I wasn't always the best athlete. But just like E.T. said, you will not outwork me. Like, you can ask anybody that ever played with me, there was nobody gonna be on that field that works harder than me, ever. Like, I wasn't gonna. And you may work hard sometimes, but the moment you slip, and that's the same thing with when I, as a player, when I would play every play as hard as I possibly can. But the one time the bigger guy don't, in my mind, I got him. Like, he didn't play. I won that. Oh, you're not going to win the rest of the, because mentally, once you mentally win, there's nothing that anybody can ever do to deter that, because in your mind you won. And and for me, I've learned I wish I would have known this back then, but once you mentally win in your mind, there is nothing that anybody can take from you, because you've already won in your mind. And once I start thinking it, it starts coming into fruition. And now, okay, I'm like, I know I can beat this guy. He's bigger than me. I know I can beat him. And then that one time when he doesn't go hard and I get him, I won for the rest of the game. Yeah. So it's that one time that person doesn't go hard, you got to make sure, obviously you got to continue to do what you've been doing, because again, the cream is going to rise. He's going to start, because if he did it once, he's going to do it again. So now, he's going to do it again. Now he's going to do it again. And now you're at the point where he's better than you, but you work harder than him. Now you're at the same level. And any coach wants a guy that works harder than their talented guy, but has some talent, because you know in your heart of hearts, this guy is never going to stop working. But this talented guy is going to quit, and that's going to lose us the game.
That's really, really good.